Round and round we go, recognizing the cycle of abuse. When women or men find themselves in an abusive situation, it is very confusing. How could the man or woman who vowed them love hurt them so much? Tragically, there is a pattern to the abuse, but it is hard to recognize when you are in the middle of it. When you enter an abusive relationship, you do not know it, but soon you may become uneasy with your partner's behavior. There may be isolated incidents of yelling or throwing things or slamming doors, but they may be far apart, and so you may consider them as something brought on by outside tension and not meant to personally hurt you. But these incidents become more and more common and more hurtful. The relationship begins well enough with the honeymoon phase and an intense period of courtship. You may be quite flattered at the intensity and view it as a sign of real love. The abuser may give you gifts, make promises, and seem like a generally good and sincere guy. So let's take a look at the honeymoon phase in our diagram. In a new relationship, there has been an incident, and you call him out on it. The abuser says that he is sorry and that it won't happen again. He may offer to do something that pleases you, like go to church or contact AA if drinking is a problem. Send flowers and give gifts, wants to make love and declares love, and may enlist family to support his promises. What do? Well, you may believe him and accept his apology, and if you have left, you may return, and you feel hopeful and happy at his sudden change of behavior. If this phase comes after repeated explosions, you may have already left and started legal proceedings, but you might give him another chance, return, and stop legal proceedings as you are ever hopeful. But the honeymoon phase eventually slides into the tension phase, and the storm clouds begin to gather. The stresses of life or internal stresses of the abuser grow, and tension builds. It can build as a result of nothing at all, or illness, financial problems, unemployment, family pressure, or something as unexpected as COVID-19. This phase can last anywhere from minutes to weeks. In it, stress builds and abusers may begin to feel wronged, ignored, or neglected. They may accuse, yell, demand, and have unrealistic expectations, while you feel that you have to walk on eggshells and are afraid and become anxious. By this time, you are likely already familiar with what comes next and believe making a small mistake will make the partner angry. So instead, you opt to stay quiet or not do something. No matter what is said or done, however, it seems like whatever you do is never right, and a small incident can create a difficult situation in seconds. It may begin with the abuser being very critical of everything you do. Let's now look at the diagram of the tension building phase. The abuser becomes moody, is nitpicking, may isolate and withdraw his affection. He may verbally abuse you with put-downs, yell, may escalate his drinking or drugging, threatens you or destroys property. He may criticize you or become sullen. You know something is going to blow up because you feel the tension and see it coming. What might you do in this phase? Well, you might attempt to calm him down, become nurturing, become silent, or maybe talkative to distract. You may stay away from family or friends and try to keep the children quiet. You may try to please him in every way. Nothing works, and the explosion happens. At this stage, you may say or do something the abuser feels upset about or threatened by, and the abuser attempts to dominate you through verbal, physical, or sexual abuse. You may keep the incident a secret and not share what happened with others. In some cases, a victim of abuse can end up in the hospital and may even lie to the medical personnel about the cause of their injuries. Looking at the diagram again, during the acute explosion, we see the abuser becoming physically violent and may beat the victim, use weapons, rape, or imprison the victim. While this is happening, you may try to protect yourself any way you can. Call police or have someone else call police. Or you may try to calm the abuser or reason with him. You may try to fight back or try to escape. The first time an explosion happened, it may have been seen by you as minor, yelling, slamming a door, throwing something, and viewed by you as an isolated incident because, after all, he is generally a good guy. But as the cycle repeats itself, the attacks become more severe and dangerous. If the attacks are verbal and not physical, they become more soul-destroying. But to be clear, the outburst of the abuser is meant to control you and the situation. After the explosion phase, the tension seems to ease and we are back to the honeymoon phase. The abuser is sorry and stops the negative behavior with many promises of it never happening again, or promises of counseling, all to convince you to stay with him. In order to keep you in the relationship, he becomes that person that you thought you had partnered with. The abuser stresses that he did not want to do what he did, but you made him because of your lack of understanding, wrong behavior, or because, quotation marks, you do not listen. Because you are caring and forgiving, you want and need to forgive him, and so you do. Then the cycle starts all over again. So round and round we go. The fact is, women or men who are being abused often stay in an abusive relationship because of financial dependency or children, although children are always better off away from an abusive relationship, or they may stay because of fear and threats of harm or death. When you are caught in the cycle of abuse, you cannot control the abuse or the abuser, but there are some things you can choose to do. Reach out for help. Make that phone call to one of the help centers that are listed in the following slides and begin the journey to a happier and more peaceful life. If you need help, take a screenshot or write this down. Call 911 if you or someone you know is in immediate danger. Family violence is a crime. Call the Family Violence Information Line, 310-1818, to get help. 24-hour service. For online confidential chats, www.alberta.ca/family-violence-supports, #TOC-0. If you need help, please reach out to one of the listed organizations. Help and hope are at hand.